Hello guys, and welcome to Talk Football with Tyrone. In our video today, we are going to analyze the game between Chelsea and Manchester City. This game was not so much crucial to Manchester City since it was just a game where they will have to play and lift their third consecutive Premier League title this season. We are going to look at how each team's lined up and the tactics they used. So Manchester City lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation that shifted into a 3-2-2-3 formation, with Gomez dropping in midfield and playing alongside Calvin Phillips, with Foden and William playing behind the front three. As you can see here, Gomez and Phillips are playing as a base, while Foden and William are playing behind the Chelsea midfield line. Out of possession, Manchester City dropped into a 4-4-2 mid-block, which was compact and prevented Chelsea from progressing through the center of the pitch. Chelsea lined up in a 3-4-3 formation, which usually shifted into a 3-5 in attack, with both wing backs pushing forward. You can see the position of Cesar Azpilicueta and Lewis Hall, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Enzo Fernandez anchoring as the midfield double pivot. Out of possession, Chelsea dropped into a 5-2-3 with both wing backs joining the defense. You can see here Chelsea in their default 5-2-3 formation, limiting central progression and covering the wider areas with their two wing backs. Now let's see what City did in possession, since they had majority of possession, averaging 62% of the ball. Now, unlike Manchester City, Chelsea did not bother to press Manchester City high up the pitch while Manchester City were building their play. Rather, the front three of Chelsea were just happy to sit in a mid-block and limit Manchester City's central progression. This ensured that Chelsea had a maximum of 5 players against Manchester City's 4-man midfield, and this gave Chelsea organization. Now, this tactic prevented Manchester City from building their play well, since their wide players were also covered with Chelsea's wing-backs. Now, Pep Guardiola decided that because Chelsea were pressing in a piston kind of pressing strategy while covering the midfield, this limited Manchester City's central progression. You can see here Gallagher pushes out to press Kyle Walker, while Enzo covers the central passing lane and Chalobah marks Rico William. Now, Pep decided that because of this central overload created by Chelsea, he will drop his attacking midfielders deep to be receiving the ball directly from the center back and progress the ball. But Chelsea center backs were aggressive in coming out and pressing those Manchester City inside forward. You can see in this clip here, Foden has dropped deep to receive the ball directly from Aymeric Laporte. Now, this kind of situation made the Chelsea wingbacks get isolated, and Cesar Azpilicueta was usually outpowered by Palmer. You can see here Chalobah follows Williams in midfield, and this gives space for Mahrez to run against Lewis Hall. Mahrez receives the ball, and now Manchester City are attacking the 4-man Chelsea backline, but Chelsea was still compact. Now let's look at Chelsea in possession. Chelsea in possession tried to build their play from the back, but Manchester City employed a very high aggressive press, and most of the time they were able to limit Chelsea's build-up and win possession of the ball. And this was by forcing Chelsea to play the ball down the one side of the pitch, preferably the wing-back position, where Manchester City could initiate a touchline press and force the wing-back to go long where they would receive the ball. But Chelsea came up with a strategy of beating this by dropping both Raheem Sterling and Conor Gallagher in midfield. Ruben Loftus-Cheek will be moving inwards and giving space to Raheem Sterling, who will be dropping deep and receiving the ball directly from Kepa. When Sterling received this ball, he could be able to link up with Cesar Azpilicueta, or if not tied with Lampard, he would look to pick the run of Kai Havertz who was making the run behind the Manchester City highlight. You can see here Manchester City are effectively pressing Chelsea high up the pitch, and this is preventing Chelsea from building up. Kepa receives the ball and plays a first-time ball to Raheem Sterling, who has dropped in space. Sterling receives the ball under no pressure and picks the run of Kai Havertz, but luckily for Manchester City, Akanji was there and was able to stop Kai Havertz. Now, when Chelsea progressed with the ball into the midfield or the midfield third of Manchester City, they were building their play by pushing both their fullbacks high up the pitch and outnumbering the Manchester City backline. But Chelsea front three used to drop deep to receive the ball directly from the centre back and link up with the wing backs. This dropping in ensured that Chelsea were able to easily beat Manchester City. This is also what resulted in Manchester City's first goal. Fofana plays a clumsy ball in midfield for Sterling, who was dropping deep. But this ball gets intercepted by Manchester City because the pass was not good enough from Wesley Fofana. Manchester City received this pass and Palmer begins the Manchester City counter press. Thiago Silva is marking Palmer, but Chalobah fails to recover and Palmer picks Alvarez in space, where Alvarez scores an easy goal. Here you can see Palmer has received the ball. Alvarez has asked for the ball to be played. Alvarez receives the ball and immediately takes a shot, and Chelsea are 1-0 down. Chelsea's poor form this season continues, and they hope that they are going to improve next season. On the other side, they tried by limiting Manchester City on the ball. Manchester City won this game and also lifted the Premier League championship this season. This is their consecutive Premier League title. We congratulate Manchester City for their outstanding performance, and we look forward to create a video on how Manchester City has dominated England this season. If you've stayed with us till the end of the video, thanks for watching.